Welcome to South Aussie Shooting Channel. This video is how to mount a rifle scope to your rifle without using the scope levels. This is just a basic how to put it on, and if you don't have the tools to level the scope, then you can just use your eye. And first you'll need your scope rings, so depending on what size objective you had. I got some medium rings. These are my eBay ones, you can see here. There's a Picatinny, so you got to decide whether it's a Picatinny rail or straight to the factory mounting screws. And placing the mounts on, depending wherever, depending on how it sits in your rifle. You can see here. Also, you'd need a rest here. I got my Codwell matrix, and put it on there, something solid. This is a 1mm inch tube, so these are 30-inch mounts. I have an insert here that accepts 1-inch scopes. By placing them inside, I will then be able to get a proper level for the scope. I mount my scopes all the way to the rear and just hand tightening it, not over tightening it to not break this little bolt off, because I've done that previously. Just to get everything not moving. Can place the scope on. These mounts will move, so depending on how far forward or back, there's not a lot of room of movement here. To get your eye relief, we will turn the rifle towards me and look down the scope. So now we've got the rifle here. We'll just get the rest and put your eye, close your eye that you're not using it. Make sure the scope is crosshairs are level. Make sure this is set to the maximum power, so then the eye relief is correct. And by moving the scope forward or backwards, depending when it opens up, these mounts get a little bit sticky. You can take these off just so then we can get the correct forward and back movement. Can also check the low power. All the way back seems to be where it is. As well, if you don't want to move your head forward or backwards, all the way forward is still good. But suffers when it's all the way forward. It's about there. So, but as you can see here, bevel right there, you can see that it's not going to work because that's too far. So you would have to move this back 1 notch, so then you don't scratch the front of the objective here. Re-tighten that. So that's about right there. So now I'll reinsert I'll try and get this as close as possible to the end and straight as possible, and rechecking, slightly moving it to the left or the right, aiming at something that has a horizontal plane so you can line up the sights. What you do is get your scope tops, place them on the rifle very gently, not to move where the sight is, but making sure that the top half is on as well. Then we will get our scope Allen key and we'll tighten just the middle ones, just so they don't come off, and we can readjust everything. Once they're tightened, so now we can move the scope forward or backwards, and rechecking your zero. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten it left to right, about 2 or 3 clicks from corner to corner. I'll start with the rear one so it locks it in so the front one won't move. And then rechecking that everything is aligned. Everything's good. Through the scope, you can keep tightening the middle evenly. Until it starts to get tighter. Your scope rings will have a little gap on the side here, and we want to make sure it's even on both sides. Rechecking that zero that you had. You can check the zoom. That's fine. So now we'll tighten fully. If you have a torque wrench, you can use that too, but I just tighten it without over tightening them, so I can get them off later when I change it. That should be good for the rechecking. Now continuing with the front in the same way. Normally the middle first. Making sure the holes actually align. Sometimes the Allen key rounds off some of the bolts here. It's a lot harder to turn them. And then when you're finished, check it out, lift up the gun to the base, and that's the scope mounted. Depending on the scope ring height, depending on if you start touching a rail that's pretty close, it's finger width. And You can now set your eye relief by twisting the eye out or in. You could do that beforehand if you wish. Thanks for watching.